Safe spaces. You're right. I mean, I think they take on different meaning depending on who's describing them, and there could be certain factions of an institution that believe that they actually provide more division, right, than cohesion and community building, and worry that if people are congregating in those spaces, that's less time for them to get to know other people and other constituency that may even have different perspectives than their own. I think historically what they have been developed for and continue, I think they're serving that capacity today, are these kind of counter-narrative spaces for students to be poured into, to find supportive pillars, to develop strong strategies to navigate spaces that maybe they're having difficulty navigating outside of that space, but they can hear from students or faculty or staff who've done it successfully, and ultimately take that back with them into the general population of students and utilize that. I think if utilized correctly, they're not utilized as these spaces where, conspiracies are being developed, right? They're utilized as spaces for students to continue to enhance their desire to have a sense of belonging, a sense of community. And there is an important aspect to the organizational community, the campus community, but there's also something special about the identity and the identities that a person brings. And if they can find that and not lose sight of that, I think these counter-narratives, these spaces serve as these counter-narratives for students that I think allow them to leave there with a level of drive and grit and determination to fulfill the aspirations that they have and their families have for them to get an education and to academically perform well, to persist, and ultimately to graduate. And so I think they have been maybe misconstrued by some, but I think they really play an important role on campuses. But I do think their creation and their implementation, their utilization has to be done collaboratively and the engagement of the constituency that you want to serve with it. So if it's students or if it's faculty or staff, it's local community, that you're engaging them in the development, the creation of that, because then they'll see it as their spaces. If you don't do it, you could spend a lot of money and not have a critical mass at all of anyone utilizing it because they don't believe that their input was utilized to create it.